In this video I'm just going to quickly explain how you can connect a third-party remote control or thermostat, wireless room thermostat control for central heating. These come in a box like this. They are already paired, so the receiver and the transmitter are paired, so you don't need to pair them. It comes with the manual. The manual, shows you what to do, but when it comes to the wiring of the receiver to the boiler, it's not very clear because it gives you different options depending on what you have. And so I thought I better explain this, and there's a lot of people searching for this, but there isn't many actually explaining how it's done. So what I've done here, I've just connected this. Actually, I've installed it to the wall. I don't want to take it off again. We've got two cables going in. One is basically direct power, line and neutral. There is no earth connection there, so you can just terminate that and connect the line and neutral there, and be sure that the power is switched off before you do anything. The power is switched off to the boiler, so you switch it off from the spare. You switch it off from the boiler first, and the button, and then you switch it off from the spare power. This boiler was previously connected to another control which was hardwired, and this wasn't remote control, it was hardwired, and it was faulty. It was giving faulty return voltage back to the boiler, so it was causing the pump to overrun and then eventually damage the electronic sensor, electronic board on the side of the pump, which caused it to overrun, and it was basically constantly running and humming. So that's another thing you look for if your boiler is humming and you're not asking it to run. You haven't started the central heating, you haven't run the hot water, but the pump seems to be running constantly or for a long period of time. If it runs for a couple of minutes to do its cycle, that's fine, but if it's more than 5 or 6 minutes, then there is a problem. What you need to do, if you are qualified and competent electrician or electrical engineer like me, you can check that voltage against the neutral, the line and neutral. Obviously it has to have about 240 volts, but you have line supply and line return, which used to be connected to this control. Now it's not, because now it's connected to the receiver, and I'll tell you what to do with that, how to connect it. But before that, before disconnecting the old one and putting a new one, you can measure that with a voltmeter to see if you have voltage. When you demand hot water, central heating coming on, if it's coming on and the voltage of the LS and LR are the same, 240 volts, that's normal. But when you switch the central heating off, LR, which is the line return from the controller, should be 0, or a very small voltage like 0.23 or something like that. If it's not, then you either have an induction voltage somewhere, or the control is faulty and it's giving you faulty voltage back. And in this case it was about 130 volts coming back, which caused the board of the pump to blow and cause it to overrun. So we decided to change that. We've already changed. We've already got the pump and the motherboard changed. But as far as the control unit, which is the electrician's job to change, I'm just going to explain that how it's done. So you disconnect this old hardwired control. Make sure again the power is switched off to the boiler completely from the mains. Then the two wires that was connected to the old control, LR and LS, or line supply and line return, now needs to be connected to the receiver. So the receiver will have two terminals. One terminal is line and neutral, going directly from the line and neutral that you can get from either this terminal of the boiler or from the spare directly. Depends where you want to put the receiver. You could put the receiver above that or near around here and connect it to that. But in my case, on this occasion, it was more convenient to put it here and wire it to the terminal inside the control of the boiler itself. And so you connect it, you have double wires going to line and neutral, which is the main line and neutral coming to the boiler. And then line supply and line return goes directly to the receiver and gets connected to the other terminal. Now if I show you here in the manual, so you can see what we've done. We've connected line and neutral directly to the line and neutral of the receiver. This is the receiver, and you have to make a connection between these two because you have these terminals. The black terminal inside this, there's two black terminals there. One is these three and another one is these three. You only need line and neutral connected to this, and then jumper to connect from this L to this L. Then the line supply and line return of the boiler will get connected to A and B of this receiver, which is basically saying on or off. It's a switch. It's a relay that when you command heat to the boiler to turn on, or when you demand heating with the remote transmitter, it should come on. So this one is battery operated. So when it comes in the pack, there's a plastic insulator there. You can take the insulator out so the battery is connected. So you're not confused why it's not turning on. Then turn it on. It's already paired. Then turn this on. You can see if I press this, it'll just constantly, you see it comes on and it'll just constantly go on. But if I switch that off, then it's the remote control that's overriding the receiver and commands to the boiler to run or to stop. Now at the moment it's set on 15 degree. Now if I go to, let's just say this is manual. I haven't set the program. You can set the program. It tells you in the manual how to set the program. I'm not going to bore you with that. You just go through the setup and do that. That's not difficult. It's self-explanatory and it's in the manual as well. But the connection I wanted to explain here, which is what I did. And then if I turn this down to let's say 13 degree, you can see that LED is gone off, is switched off. Now if I go up a few degrees from the room temperature to 17, that should come on. You say it just came on and is starting the boiler to run the central heating. So that's the way it's done. So you have to consider this as a relay. Basically it's just a switch inside there. It needs to be powered by line and neutral, and the output is just switch on and off, which is your A and B connection in the diagram, which you use to switch this boiler on and off. In this case it's L, S and LR. Yours might be T1, T2, something like that. And that's about it. If you have any questions or issues, go ahead, put a comment down there. I'll respond when I can. And if you want to be funny and put silly comments there, go ahead again. I'll remove your comment happily, and that will help my video rank higher. Thank you very much. Till next video, goodbye. Hello everyone. In this video I'm just going to show you how to stop Microsoft Giant to spy on your data and track your searches and sell your information and your website tracking to other companies. So first thing you do, you open Microsoft. First of all, I would suggest, if you are using Internet Explorer, which is defaulted usually to Microsoft, use Quant. And if you're using Chrome, Google Chrome, use DuckDuckGo. These two are not tracking your, at least so they say, they're not tracking, and they're not selling your data to third parties. So that's one way of avoiding the hassle of getting all your information shared with other websites and companies and giants. But if you have Internet Explorer, you go to Microsoft, you open that, you have these three dots on the right top corner. You click on that, you scroll down all the way to the button. Nearly at the bottom it says settings. You go to the settings, and there you have profiles on the top left column here, and then the second one is privacy, search and services. You click on that one. You can choose your tracking prevention. Mine isn't strict, but those things are just basically nonsense. They are playing words, so you need to be careful about what they're saying here. You can read through. Most of these is self-explanatory. You can change these settings as you want them to be. But when it gets to security also you have to change to your own preferences. And then you go down further to services. This is where most of the options have been ticked and turned on by default, and this is where they sell your information. So you need to go and change all those things. For instance, suggest similar sites when a website can't be found. Well, no thank you, I'll find my own ways to find a similar website. I don't need your help. Save time and money with shopping at in Microsoft Edge. That means they keep your details, your banking details and everything, so they are auto-filling, and when they do that, other companies and other websites will have that access to it as well. So there's a lot of things. Just go ahead and turn them all off, the ones that I don't want them on mine. You can choose your own preferences. get notifications of related things. You can explore with Discover. So these again giving you suggestions and notifications. We don't want that. That's all you have to do. You change them, you turn them off, the services that you don't want, and there is no place to save. It just saves automatically. So as you turn them, and that's already saved, and that's it. You close your window and go back to your own work, search, do whatever you want. It is a little bit safer, but it just gives the indication to the giants that we don't like their eyes, their filthy eyes, watching us and tracking us. This gives a message to them, so they know that. They will know because they have all the sensors. They know how many people are using their services, how many people are not using their services, how many people know they can change and turn these services on and off, whether they choose to do that or not. That gives them all, when they say polls suggest this, polls suggest that, this is all because of this. And by doing this, you are telling them, we don't want you, get off our backs and let us get on with our own business the old way. And that will make them change their tune. I hope this was helpful. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up and share, and let us know what you think. Till another video, goodbye.